So today is a new month, the first last day of July 2026. So this month we will be focusing on using AI to build software, and software could mean different things to different people. So this month we'll focus on we actually just launched, last 1 week, we've been launching the AI web applications coworker, and we'll be showcasing that. But we'll be picking, an industry, and then we see how can this agent help this industry develop software, from basic systems to maybe complicated systems, so to say. So today we have a special industry. I would say construction is a special industry because it's highly logistical. It combines a lot of moving parts, and some of the industries where IT has not been they've not married very well with IT. So we'll be seeing how AI maybe solve some of these digital divide issues within some of these specific industries. But of course, this applies to every other business, vertical industry, whatever you want to call it. So today, definitely it's gonna be packed with a lot of value, and I hope we all get to learn and also enjoy while at it. So, and the thing is, what we are saying is, how can a company have its own team, AI team? For us, the theme is humans and AI should operate together as one team. The way we used to now have people, humans in our teams, then we can have AI, which is in our team as a coworker, as somebody that assists us. Of course, like human beings, and then but you get the whole point, because the whole point of a teammate is to help in working. That's the whole point. So today is a special sitting, and maybe just for an overview. Of course, construction is like every other industry has been changing, evolving, and all that, and it's evolved in different ways. Materials that are used to build equipment, we have now things like big tractors, which are highly automated. Materials, it's evolution, it's what is called like alternative ways of building. It involves both materials, methods, and whatever. And of course, operations, it's highly logistical, it's budget intensive. So how can really software be part of some of these processes? So for today, I want to introduce Duncan. He's one of the people in our technical team, and we will come back to the presentation. But I want Duncan to just get us started, give us an overview of the AI coworker, maybe start demoing, and then we can come back and discuss more about the construction industry. So I will invite Duncan to just also take us through something, and then we'll be back to the presentation. Duncan?
Okay, thank you, Joseph, for that introduction to the session. I think, as you have said, things are changing across all industries, because with any industry, any business would need systems which support the business processes. We are past that era of maybe like handling let's say, for example, in construction, there all those processes involved. You need to see records of real estate construction company. You need to see what's happening maybe in a site at any point. Tracking the materials, tracking the status of the site. Just from one place, tracking everything. So it's just And then now when it comes now to how to get there again, I mean, there have been systems. There are systems. There's a traditional way of building these systems, coming up with the software, so to say, the apps. Now, what would be focusing on is, I mean, basically now how can we ensure that the industry is running well, and of course now because of the evolution, of course, in tech, again, you don't need the, because I if I can just now maybe flashback on how we used to build softwares. I mean, even now, I mean, still, there are still methods which are there. You have to have a whole set of a team in dealing with defining how the system is gonna look like, defining the requirements, the different modules, creating the data flow diagrams, designing the database. I mean, just a lot of things. So you'll need to involve a lot of people, and so to say, those are resources. So what we now we are bringing in, just as as a game changer to the whole industry now, is you can be able to actually, in quotes, employ a coworker, an AI coworker will be actually can do that work alone, from defining all those requirements to building the system and deploying it for you, without now all those many people, employees. I mean, that whole team involved. So you'll have a team, all in one, which works for you and delivers whatever you need. So, of course, even because of, again, systems, of course, they have to evolve. Of course, requirements change along the way. You need to add a module, needs to maybe update something, all that. So the same AI coworker still comes in and does the changes for you, does the updates. So that's basically what we'll be looking at, and I'll be introducing for the first time our AI coworker for a full say web apps, and we'll so let me share my screen, and then we'll just go through it and build, have it build probably so to say, just for demo, a basic app so that you can see, and definitely it's something which you would consider for any type of business you are in. So I mean, you can have a system, a software in less than half an hour, and I'm sure this is just like Unreal, but you'll be able to see it. So let me share my screen, and you'll be able to see that. I hope let me see if I'm able to share while still just have a sharing. Okay, no problem. So I log in to my Indonesia account. So so you go to indonesia.ai and log in, sign up for those who have not yet created an account. So I'll go straight to login, and I'll pick the I'm gonna pick the, so on the left there you have the different coworkers. So I'll use the web design coworker and select the web applications. You can see it's new. So so made it very easy. You can for all those like common so to say, the industries which are very common, CRMs, retail, e-commerce, education, all this. So you can pick from a template here, and just the system now, of course, picks it up, and the coworker now builds from now predefined kind of a template, and you'll be able to get to a system. Again, still you can type in your own prompt, and she'll be able again to create your system. Now you define everything, like what do you want, like I mean basically because from a point of I mean maybe be it a business owner, be it I mean head of a department, you know the process which run through the business, so you're able to define exactly what you want the system to have. So I won't go I'll not go the template way. I'll just use type in a prompt for the demo so that we can have a feel. So I'll build a web application. So just tell the coworker to build a web application for maybe talking of a construction company, right? That's the industry you're looking at. Construction company, sorry. To help manage daily restaurants. This one is enough. For example, I mean, you're looking at industry. So we can, let's say, being a construction company, of course, we expect their projects, all that. So at least to include modules, include modules for, because one, you need the main dashboard where you're able to have a sneak peek of what's happening at a glance, projects active, whatever, now depending on the industry and all that. So we can have the dashboard. So of course, I think projects, we can have projects, of course, as another module, so that projects are being well tracked. We can also have maybe what else? We can have teams, assuming it's multi, then something like subcontractors probably. Maybe we can remove teams and have subcontractors, I think. Yeah, that makes more sense. Then have something like so include, of course, the company employees, of course. I mean staff, that is staff. Again, staff is very important. Can also have again have workers, can have materials, so very important for tracking. Can also have there's maybe budgets, tools would come in, also maybe equipment and milestones. Yeah, milestones also because of maybe the different projects. So I think that's can have it having those modules, then maybe probably that the system should be able to the system track the activities from maybe projects, milestones, materials, and contractors, for example. Yeah. just something of that sort. Just, I mean, assuming that's the setup. So, so that's I use that prompt. We see now what we're able to create with the coworker, and then I'll have it go, and immediately it starts building your application. Now, this one really, I mean, from general, maybe point of knowledge, of course, you know, there is the front end, which is facing the where you interact with the application. We have the backend, we have the database and all that. So all those things are being done behind the scenes, and you'll be able to, at the end of the, I mean, the end of the process, now you're able to get your application. You'll be able to see the dashboard, all that, the modules, and how they are set up in the platform. So this talking about less than 20-30 minutes, you'll be able to have the application done, and you'll be able to see really how now they're all now I mean, a platform, really the coworker really takes care of I mean, I would say our IT department, even plus now that party developers, so to say. So I think as it does that, probably we can have Joseph. I think you can probably be going through the rest of the presentation. My screen will still be visible for us to see what's happening, and we'll be able to look at the final app when it's done. So I think, Joseph, you can continue going through the presentation, as we wait. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Duncan. So I'll go back to my presentation. I hope you can see. So as we've said, construction industry is it's a highly you know, it's a changing industry, just like any other. Most of these things are true to any other business out there. This is just a case study to just help us understand. So whichever area you are in, I think this should be very helpful. And so you find that most of the time we are doing coordination. In business, it's normally coordination. Any technology we want to bring in, we want to solve the coordination bottlenecks. And construction is not an exception. So you're coordinating people, projects, material, equipment, and money, most importantly. And you want to do this in the most, you know, very smoothly and seamlessly. So, and of course, always when we are trying to buy software, technology, whatever, that's what we want to remove those bottlenecks. So let's think about how have we been doing these things. We are all in WhatsApp groups. We are all making phone calls every other day, talking to our teammates and all that kind of stuff. We are mostly manual in our approach to things, even when sometimes the technology exists. We've all probably used Excel sheets at some point, right? We write quotations and reports, there's invoices and approvals, right? So there's all that. And our main thing is we want to see these, you know, if it's in construction, you want to something come to life, and you want to build something and then you want to see it. So software is not your primary business, or rather, adding technology to your business is not your primary business. You want to leave that to other people, but then they probably don't understand your business also well. And that wall has always existed. It's what we call, it's the divide now of, I exist in this industry, these tech guys exist in this area, but then we can't find a sweet spot of working together and delivering value to both sides. And that creates what we call now the hidden tax. And we are being taxed now. Leave alone our revenue collection authorities. There's the tax they come from us in terms of money. But there's other now the hidden tax of the bottlenecks we experience when we are working. And I think it's losses, it's wasted time, it's money it's material that gets lost. You know, it's just that. It's slow workflows, you know, it's errors and rework, it's paperwork and overload and all these things. That is basically additional tax to the payee, the VAT that we pay to revenue authority. So, and when you look at every workflow, it could be a module. For example, in construction, material requests could be a module, project tracking could be a module, equipment allocation could be a module, leave requests, procurement, client, whatever, site inspections. I mean, I've interacted with construction industry for a bit, and I remember we used to do site inspection. You come with a paper, and I remember one biggest issue was it's very hard for the project manager even to just know what's went on, what's the status of the project. It's not real time. It's, you know, there has to be now a phone call or an email sent, whatever, you know, and just compiles when the project is very massive. So, but then, of course, the will is there for companies to have their own systems, their own software, or whatever you want to call it, management information system. But of course, the barriers that have always existed now, leave alone our own internal barriers, which is coordination. Developers are expensive. Projects, these software projects take months. Requirements are constantly changing. Maintenance is difficult. And so we end up just buying, you know, generic, is it called off-the-shelf kind of software, which a few things fit in, most don't, right? And then we go back to the same bottlenecks. So we don't just need more software. What we need is software that works for our custom needs. And we feel like that's what AI brings, AI coworkers that can do our specific things. We are able to tell them, we need exactly this, try to give us, you know. And now you can do that from an LLM, right? You still go back to where you need to be a developer to connect all the moving parts. Can we now build AI coworkers that can give us? If it's software we need, it can give us. If it's a system we need, it can just give us. If it's marketing campaigns that we need to develop, it can give us. It's a website, it can give us. That's basically the power AI unlocks, and especially now when they are built as a coworker that you can work alongside with a human being. And then that means I can be in construction, but then I can be able to unlock the IT capabilities for my company or for the processes that I handle. So, and this means AI changes the economics of this. So what was it? If we look at the before, the yesterday of how things were, it's like building software required a team of developers, months of planning, and a significant budget, especially that part. Today is that software starts with a conversation, and AI has fundamentally shifted how we build and the time it takes and at what kind of budget, what cost. Everything here has been basically collapsed down. We are not saying we won't still need money or time, or we still need the clarity of what we need to build. That still is important, but these barriers are near to zero. So, and you've already met the AI web developer, and it's working even as we are presenting here. It's generating. I hope you can see it. Let's just see how it's going to perform. And what we're saying is you need a developer and a system developer who can work around your workflow. You know, you can just tell them, this is my workflow, give me this module. You know, anybody, whether you're a developer or not, we're not saying you probably don't need, you can also be a developer and you use it. You can also, development, you can still use it. And then you can, it means now you're just asking it to give you what exactly you need. And of course, as we've said, this isn't just about construction. It cuts across. You could be in healthcare, hotels, hospitality, whatever you want to call it, school, education for that matter, manufacturing, logistics, retail. This applies across. And what if you have a system that built exactly there where you work? It's that it will take care of your processes exactly the way you would want. And we all have different processes, but somehow just exist across every industry. Things like inventory, procurement, staff, projects, you know, clients. We all have that. Construction is one main industry where those things. So we don't just need more software, we need more capability, we need flexibility, we need customization. Those are the things that we couldn't probably get just on the go previously. We had to coordinate a lot, people within this IT space and people within this other industry in construction, whether it's healthcare, and we have to do a lot of meetings to align. It was always, we need to align. Let's get into a meeting. We've all been there. We need to align, guys. Let's share a Zoom link, whatever. And so what we are saying is that every employee, whether it's technical or non-technical, they can get a team. You can have a website developer on the go, a web app developer on the go. So it's like you hiring. Whenever time you need this person, they just show up, and then they don't complain. They just deliver what you want. That is the future I think we are looking at, especially when it comes to AI maturing over time, and it's being embedded in most different areas of our lives. I think it's just early as and how we start seeing it as that. If we have 7 billion people in the world, we can have probably double that in terms of other AI teams working. And we're not saying it's to replace, it's to increase our output in the sense that we can grow our GDPs without growing every other level of productivity that we need. And especially because we've always relied, as the population grows, then that's when the GDP grows. Now, I think it can be, as the AI workers grow, we can double, we can grow it faster at the rate of how well we understand how we can implement some of these AI capabilities, basically. That's the future of how then our economies grow. And in particular, if we look at the future of construction, operations, is that it will be human teams plus AI teams. And it's better coordination, it's faster decisions making, it's better visibility on projects, more capability, and without just necessarily more headcount. And what this looks like is that we now as human beings can focus on things that matter, like relationships, judgment, leadership, and then we can because when people talk of even things like toxic work environment, it's just because there's somebody who the pressure lands on them, and then they have to release it on other people. Maybe they feel these people have not come through, and that's why I have to be kept accountable by other people, and it just cascades. But if then we can't blame the AI, we can't blame the human being. If the AI is part of the team, then I don't think we need to blame the human being in the picture here. Or rather, at least AI takes some part of the blame. And now we will be asking, how do we make this thing give us what we want? Because we really can't quarrel with it. It's how do we align that technology to give us what we want? And then we could all be here smiling, and we probably focus on having more lunch breaks and tea breaks and that kind of stuff. So if you could build one business this week, what would it be? A business system? Is it an inventory? Maybe you run a salon and you want to just, every person comes there, you record them as a booking. Maybe you pick their contacts, and then you can maybe follow up on them, and then maybe you can have a loyalty program with them if they come again. We are now able just to digitalize most of our businesses, especially at the lowest level, where we thought some businesses could not access or afford some of this technology. You can't have a system if you're a small salon or a small hardware or whatever. Now you have access to these capabilities. So, and I think that's enough of theory from me, and I think we can take it back to Duncan. Duncan, I don't know whether your agent has, where is it? Duncan?
Yeah, sorry, I was on it. I think we're actually done. We are
all
we
right.
have,
You can stop sharing, and then you now show us full.
Okay, so so from our prompt, I think basically, so this is what we made. We asked for we prompted the coworker to do for us. So we see. So basically, what happens is that the app, of course, will create for you all that's required. I mean, just based on your request, your requirements, and so you can see. So first, you get a default admin credentials for you to be able to see uh, the admin, of course, for any platform you need to have that, but that kind of an access and admin. Then now you can have other users depending on, of course, it's varies depending on the industry. But I think for construction, majorly the admin is here because that's where everything is sort of managed. You're able to see the sites, whatever the projects. So let's see. Let me go to the admin console and we just log in with okay, let me first publish the app. It's very important. So you can first publish, you get URL. I mean, of course, this is a web app, so you really be able to access it from a browser active internet connection, because I'm sure that would be one of the questions again. It's not like like a desktop app where you running it offline. We are building it for that kind of and portability. You're able to access from any point. Anyway, as long as you have active internet. So I'll publish the app and we'll go to the let me go to the admin console. We log in and see what we can we can see all our modules and what they have. So let me copy that and log in. Oh, sorry, let me share the other screen. Share this tab instead. Yeah, so this is the admin login, you can see. I mean, and for this particular kind of an app, of course, that's the most important bit of it, because the admin should be able to see everything that's happening on the ground, depending on the project. So let me also pick I will give default password here and sign in. So this is what we've been able to create. You can see from up there the different modules, the dashboard. Of course, this is just we have some pre-built data for just for you to be able to see exactly how things would look like. But always now you can add the specific data for the business. So so we can just see the different mode, the dashboard. I think talking about projects, milestones, budgets, reports, how the the status of the projects. I mean, being a construction kind of system, budgets, reports here. So you can see the different reports where you can actually like for this one, for example, this is a report on you can see see the person was submitted and the date. Yeah. So let me just go back to the other go to projects, for example. These are just related for the purpose of just demoing. So let's say we want to add a new project, for example. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, so yeah, you can see we have the different, the different fields. You can just, for example, see whether this new project can be saved. Project name, we can call it the status, of course, let's have it be active. Description, maybe talk about what construction. So let's blank the code. Then start date, of course, just let's say you're starting today, end date, of course. I mean, this is the projected. I think now, depending on the industry, now these things really make sense. Probably say this is the projected end date, maybe. And then, of course, now the actual end date, of course, now we need to now register now the exact end date. That one we can just leave it like that because it's not yet complete. Site address, exit cells, so 13 maybe. So you can also now assign the project, a project manager. Again, these are now the staff who you are able actually to add again on the platform. Let's say just pick one. You can also again see the project value, maybe dollars. So you can have $40K. Then for progress, of course it's active. You can just maybe have the progress percentage. Let's say 10% and save. So let's see. So we have our. You can see it here. Added the project in here with the different items we've given it, the status and all that. So if we go to maybe now, if we go to the dashboard, let's see whether it has picked the project. I don't know, that's the correct place to look at it. And let's look at the project detail. We have it listed the end of SHA1 with all the information in there, the progress and all that. Let's see milestones again. You can also set milestones for the different projects. You can see our active projects is already included the end of SHA1. So yeah, so from here, I mean, just being able to see everything happening, the daily reports again here. Of course, these ones are just populated again. Till you can add a new report, of course, or have it submitted by a staff member. Materials, again, you can be able to see what's happening with what, add new material types, the project, the units. Yeah, so everything is just visible from one point. The equipment again, see what is being used where, scaffolding, whatnot, and also I believe there should be something like the status or yeah, exactly. So yeah, all that info. I mean, all that stuff which comes with the industry. Again, your staff are all here. You can tell who is working on what, the department, whether they are, whether they are, working on a certain project and all that, and just all that. Again, the site workers, again, I think the same thing, where they are working, name, report and all that. Yeah, so yeah, so you can see, just from that, whatever we give the coworker, you can see being able to actually create sort of this is more like what I would say it's a management system for for projects, for a construction company. So, and this is what actually you would maybe expect a company, or rather a construction company, to be able to actually track throughout any project, seeing what's happening. And again, now definitely being able to tell from here now what maybe whether things are going in the right direction, or now seeing the status of the different projects. So if I go back to the chart again, of course, all these I just built from that single prompt. Again, you can add more modules, maybe add more bubbly things like now. Maybe let's say if I'm adding a project in here. I don't know if we have, maybe if you want to upload documents again, you can have the coworker again now include that field for uploading documents. For being a construction industry, of course, there are those documentations. You can still have them uploaded and have them in the system. So so that's sort of just a feel of what the coworker can do. And pretty sure if it was like now imagine just trying to craft this from scratch and putting everything together, from the layout now to doing the charts we can see, we can interact with, whatever. I mean, there's now the backend, the whole backend now, setting up the database. I mean, this would be I would say a month, many months, kind of work to just deliver. And again, now, because now right now, having this, all you need to do is just now exactly tweak it to the proper workflows in the company, in the business, and it will be able to do that for you now, depending on what you want to see. So it doesn't really like have to, like, for example, this one would maybe work for a particular maybe company. Another company has different workflows, so you just keep the workflows in the company. It just delivers the exact layout, or rather the functionality you want for your business, and from there you are able to have your workflows automated and put together. So I think I can probably pause at that in case of any questions or rather clarifications again, but it's, I mean, already live there. You can just, get in and try, just create, or rather build an app for whatever kind of a setup you're having, and see the magic behind it. So I think I can pause at that, and maybe Joseph, you can.
Yeah, I think this was very well done. We can have questions. We can have questions as we wind up. John, do you have a question?
Yes, I think I have a question.
Okay, let's go.
My question is, after building this web app, do you need a domain for it? Do you need a domain for it?
Dan, you can answer.
In the for now, you're getting a default domain. You're getting like, for example, this one, you get I just call it a default URL, which is live. You can use it, but we now will be coming up with now a way to add your own custom domain in the app. But basically, for it to work, you don't really need a domain, a custom domain. I think that's the best way to put the answer. I'm not from Joe. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually don't need that domain, because for this is more backend. You know, where you take people after they click sign up, nobody looks at the URL. You will mostly look the main website, because that needs a custom, because that's what people are searching. You need that for SEO. But definitely doesn't mean you don't need to configure, if at all it's very necessary, and maybe it's a product you built and it's scaling up. You still need those branded URLs, but it works perfectly with whichever URL it provides you. So who else? Joe, you have a question?